Wow, somebody is all dressed up today. Lipstick and all.
Good evening, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Abhi, you have to do one more.
Thank you, Guru.
Abhi.
Whenever.
Right. There comes Bhumika, and I think Alice is also joining. Bhumika, please ask the others in the group to join also, Rishita and all. Please ask them to join.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll just put it once on the group.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you, Alice?
I'm fine, and you?
Hello.
Hello.
So you are basically from Armenia, right? So it's hot over there. I can see. I mean, looking at you, it shows that.
Yes, my town is a mountainous town. It's about 25, 26,
Oh.
27. But in my capital, which is about 30 kilometers from here, it's 40, 42.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you teach in a university? Do you teach in a university?
I teach everywhere. Everywhere, yes. I teach at school. I teach at online schools or in different countries. I teach at foreign colleges in Philippines, have some kinds of Malaysian. I teach also in Czech Republic University.
Wow.
Online schools, I teach in Korea, Japan, India, everywhere. That's fine.
That's nice. That makes you truly a global leader.
Yes,
a global leader, a global trainer, and very much like your topic, teacher training. So that really makes you truly an international, educator, a global leader. And I think that is also the call of the day that is required. I see many people join, I admit all.
Yes, I am also teacher trainer and having training courses in different countries. For example, now for next week, I am preparing my teaching training course for in Colombia.
Okay.
Last week I had in India, I had in Philippines, in different countries. I'm just a trainer.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you meet a lot of people from all over the globe. And so you have that experience and exposure of, dealing with different kind of,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Different kind of
sometimes I have invitations from, for example, recently I have had an invitation from one of the Indian schools. They gave me, for example, some topics that they would like to hear from me, and I prepared the course for them.
Oh, wow.
There are schools or colleges that they don't require. They said, we want to you choose. I just choose. For example, for Colombia, that next week I'm going to have, I chose the course because they said, you know better than we what we need for what our teachers need, and everything depends on it. That's why sometimes I always try to just take into account their choices, what they need really.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's super. So I think let's just start, because whoever wants to join in can join in. Ours is a short meeting. So I'll hand it over to our lovely host for the evening, a very dear friend of mine, an English expert, an educator, a content developer, Shiba. The stage is yours, the virtual stage. So please take us through the evening now. Take us through these 30 minutes.
I will close my window.
Yeah, please do that.
Am I okay, ma'am? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
May I start, please?
Yes, yes, please. Thank you.
I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. A very good evening and a warm welcome to everyone present to witness episode 9 of 11-day series of expert talks on topics of global educational and social relevance by international speakers. I'm Shiva Sachdev, an educator and a content developer. It's my proud privilege and honor to host this wonderful session. We as educators believe that the supreme art of a teacher is to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Associating with the same, it is important to understand that teaching is an evolving skill because a good teacher, like a good student, keeps on learning within the framework of innovation. Professional continuous teachers training and enhancement is necessary for the teachers to equip themselves and cater seamlessly to perform their tasks effectively in classrooms, schools, and wider community. Learn, unlearn, and relearn is the only pathway to be a successful and outstanding teacher. Continuing with the same, the topic for today's session is teacher training. For this, I heartily welcome Miss Alice Durgarian, our speaker from Armenia. Before I apprise the audience regarding the credentials of Miss Alice, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the versatile, vivacious, multitasker, the founder and CEO of Chilparco International, Miss Alka Mahajan. We are grateful to you for giving us this opportunity and a platform where we are collaborating, connecting, progressing each day through your wonderful initiative. Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving on to the speaker of the day, Miss Alice Durgarian. She is an ESL, English as a secondary language, EFL, English as a foreign language, ESP, English for specific purposes trainer. Miss Alice pursued her PhD at Armenian State Pedagogical University after K.H. Abovyan and took her MAs in the fields of psychology and foreign languages. Ma'am is an ESL teacher at Razdan Basic School, NH11, after William Saroyan, and an ESL training at SciENC. She participated in many different international conferences as a speaker in different international projects as EFL trainer. Miss Alice is the author of many scientific articles in the field of teaching English as a second and foreign language. She is a volunteer in different international projects and companies such as HETT, Edu Armenia during war periods, ELTA University, etc. Presently, she has specialized and is working on the problem of teacher training on the virtual platform, as well as preparing a model of teacher training on the virtual platform. Miss Alice is involved in a lifelong education with PESOL, TKT module, CETFL program at American University in Armenia, business English course, etc. She has participated in different international projects as an EFL, ESL, ESP trainer, foreign students and teachers, professors, etc. At present, Miss Alice is also a teacher trainer at Edu Armenia and in many foreign countries. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am. With such a high-profile expertise, I'm sure there would be a great learning through this session. Without much delay, I now hand over the virtual floor to Miss Alice Durgarian, as we all are eagerly looking forward to benefit from her proficient skills. Ma'am, over to you.
Okay. Good evening one more time, and good afternoon. Yes. Thank you, first of all, for the invitation and for the opportunity to be here. Honestly, for the first time I'm here in your platform, it's a very pleasure and just a great opportunity for me to have a talk with you and also share my experience in this field. Because I started this topic, the observations, everything connected to this topic, I started about 3 years ago. When there was no pandemic situation, it was our normal life, and we just used to go to face-to-face trainings, especially in the brackets, in the borders of our country, not, for example, going to another country, because it was, first of all, very difficult, just connected with money, with salary, everything. There were some kinds of difficulties. And that's why I decided to start observation. How can we have teacher trainings on the virtual platform? Because it has so many advantages, and but everyone just must said me that it's just a lack of time because you want to succeed. We like to go to face-to-face trainings, to interact, to have a communication, to learn, to touch something, and also to know everything about it. But I just took a risk and started my observation, my questionnaires. And as for me, in my country, it started in 2020 March. There was a lockdown in my country. And in April, I published my first article in an international scientific journal, and it was just a novelty because there was everywhere lockdown, and it looks like just the first observation questionnaire results about the pandemic situation, how teachers just try to get used to a virtual platform. And the observation results were also very, let's say, surprising, because I have a very low percentage of proof that teachers want to go to the virtual platform and have every kind of just trainings on the virtual platform. And I try to work again, try to visit different kinds of webinars, training courses, which try to, but everything just was tended to not to be a training course. But at that period, every training course just includes some IT technological just trainings. When teachers try to get aware of some kinds of technological platforms like Skype or Zoom or Microsoft Teams, in order to know how they can just conduct their lesson. But it's another problem when you just have a online lesson, and another when you know about the platforms, when you are aware of technological platforms, but you can't use it. But the other problem comes after it, when you know about these technologies, but how can you just combine this technology and your, for example, book, your educational materials, everything, how you can just combine and have a very successful lesson. It was the most, let's say, the most difficult issue and problem of these times, because many teachers just say, I have a book, I know, for example, how to use Zoom, I can have a classroom, I can have a class, but it's not true, because the success of such kind of lesson, it's very low. It's about 10-15% that you will succeed, because as we know, some students say we have internet issues, some students say I can't join, I don't have book, etc. And you can't say just the first one of them just noise. They try to write on your board, they do everything because it's a new platform, they want to try it. That's why there was in different educational platforms, the number one question was how to organize a teacher trainings which will give us to just to succeed, and also just to have a real, let's say, that successful lesson. That's why after some times there were some kinds of meetings, webinars, which tend to just organize, to plan teacher trainings which will be useful. How can we adapt, for example, books or virtual platform? What kind of programs do teachers need in order to have a successful online lesson? And also from another point, how can we just make our teachers be aware of how to use everything correctly, how to choose materials correctly in order to have a successful lesson. That's why all the issues, I think I'm going today to represent you. But before representing, I will ask you, please give me a chance, opportunity to share my screen, if it is possible, to share my presentation with you.
Can you share it now? Please try.
Yes, now I can share my screen. Because when we speak, it's always interesting, but when we see and listen, it's more. Do you see my screen or not?
Yes.
Today I will speak about just a minute, something Christmas. Today I wanted to speak as a teacher training as professional development, because we sometimes online, especially training as an effective way of teacher professional development for you, because as we know, we can go different kinds of trainings. There are different kinds of reasons for going it, and but first of all, let's just understand what is going to be when we say teacher training. But do you have any kind of ideas? What is teacher training for you? Is it a qualification, knowledge, experience? What is it for you, please? If you have any ideas, you can share.
Isn't it for further enhancement of the skills already a person, an educator knows how to further enhance your skills, professional development?
Okay, any other ideas?
Learn the art of making the classes more interesting by engaging them by a better content, so that it's just a learning process. Again, that's what I feel. And how to keep children involved by better, by advanced skills.
Yes, I agree with you. It
And,
looks like a TV. Please?
Teachers are a crucial and integral part of education system, and teacher is crucial to a student's development and growth. And every individual is different in the class, and as a teacher, teacher training is required in the colleges, and because everybody have their skills. I know my potential, but how to deal with my students, because they have their own potential and individual differences are there. So we have to deal with every student in the class. So how can we develop our teachers by which they can deal with all of the students in the class? And as teachers, we are always concerned about the education the students receive, but rather than focusing on the classroom, we should take a step forward and think that if education is going to improve, so teacher training is the way by which we are enhancing and furnishing the abilities of the teachers, how to deal with the students, how to select the strategies, methods, and the pace, how we deal with our students in the classroom, in my opinion. So teaching is an important process, but teacher is the fundamental element.
May I speak now?
Yes, please.
Teachers training is very important. Actually, so many teachers belongs to different areas, and they don't have a proper knowledge. That's why it is very important to update and to deal with students properly.
Yes, it looks like a TV. Just imagine when many years ago, it looks like our BA. Yes, for example, when we were graduating, let's compare it with white and black TV sets. We know something, everything is traditional, but the times just changed. Now we have colorful TV set and everything. We try to get something about the new ones. Then we have nowadays smart, yes, like called TV set. It looks like also about our qualification. If we compare our BA, which we get many years ago, the knowledge, the experience, everything, and something that we want to have something new, because the ones that we have got, for example, during our university BA years, it's traditional one. Many things have been changed after it, and nowadays, in order to be really a teacher, because the world changes, everything changes, but we can't stay in one place. We have to move. We have to move, and also at the same time, we have to just be developed as a teacher, be professional, be more experienced teacher, because everything just continues here. Everything just changes, but teacher constant. If we want, for example, change in any case, it means that we are the ones that stand in the same case for many years without just having any kind of will just to go ahead and be developed. But the students are very aware of everything, especially about the technological platforms that nowadays we have. That's why we also have. And as the TV set, for example, has many different kinds of changes, it's the same also in our profession. As we teachers, we are not only teach, we are creators. And we always have to learn, because while we teach, while we are teaching, we are learning. And while we are learning, we are teaching. We try to get something from it. And first of all, let's know what is teacher training, because it can be a process of education. It can be just improvement or promotion of our qualification. It is it is a real necessary part for our any kind of qualification or any kind of knowledge that we need for it, because we can't just stand at the same place and don't move. Trainings are going not to be, for example, qualification training courses, but also they can be knowledge, experience, which we want to get after some kinds of meetings. It can be online and offline meetings, and they can be just designed for a short time or for a long time. It depends on what kind of training and what are the objectives of the training, because it gives every teacher just to join different technical teaching professional programs. We just can get, if it's especially online platform, we can have many new friends in different countries. And also, for example, I hear that there is in the USA, there is such kind of very experienced professor who gives such kind of trainings, but I can't go to the USA. But on the virtual platform nowadays, it's available. You can go, you can just join and listen it. It can be even college courses. You can just attend and get being while, for example, in my country, I can just join, attend online, and also get my qualification, for example, from Philippines or other countries. It doesn't matter. The main thing is that I can just improve my qualification due to these trainings. And every kind of training, it just needs to be well organized, includes many different kinds of books, literature, materials, methods that can be very useful for you, because every kind of teacher training, it has a concrete aim, has concrete objectives, which always just help the trainer to make everything understandable, to make everything available for the participants of the training courses. And also, when we say just training courses, it doesn't mean that we just go attend, get a certificate, and we can't. No, The success of every kind of teacher training, it depends on what materials you have, how you are going to just realize it, and also how after the teacher training, have you got anything or not? Because sometimes there are many teachers who can just attend just for getting their certificates. But the main aim of the trainings is to take something. In order not to take, for example, write down and it's all. No. The main thing is that you gain some experience and knowledge, and you, after it, you will be able just to use this knowledge in your class, because there are many interactive methods. There are different kinds of materials. For example, I want to teach grammar, which is very difficult, and I think, how can I teach it? What kind of methods can I use for it? And I just attend any kind of trainings which main objectives is how to teach, for example, grammar. And many trainers just give us different kinds of methods or ways or materials which can be used, for example, to teach. The one I can, for example, choose teaching grammar through stories or teaching grammar through songs, because there are many songs where, for example, you can find past tense verbs. In order to make my student to remember it, I can just use this one. And it depends on it. What do you want? Really, what do you want? And gives from the webinars, training courses, everything just attends to your teacher training, to the professional development of every teacher. It gives us different kinds of to understand everything. How can we plan? Because every kind of teacher trainings, it has different sections. For example, beginning from what is teaching, what is methodology of teaching, what is its objectives, how can we make a lesson plan, what parts, about the parts of lesson plan, how can we just evaluate, how can we assess. Assessment is also, and why not, for example, when I plan something, what materials can I use, and also how can we adapt the book for, in this case, for the virtual platform. Everything just has. And also about the management class, because there are training courses, teacher training courses, which everything is in practice. For example, when the trainer wants to represent something, he just plans from the point of having a real demo lesson for them. I want for my participants of training course to know about how to make lesson plan. For it, I have a demo lesson having all the parts of the lesson plan, and it gives me, for example, I have warm up, I have main body, I have icebreakers, I have freelance practice or control, and also wrap up. Everything I have in my lesson plan. And it gives my participants just really be as a student and feel all the parts of lesson plans, or how can I make objectives, or even time management. It's also very important one in this case, and everything can be done in order just to make sure that all the participants know everything, and also how to teach the pupils. Everything about the forms of assessment, about the styles, about the methods, and everything just give me. As we know, in our teaching trainers, as I have told you, at first it was face-to-face, but having just an experience in online trainings, today I would like to just give you about the advantages, disadvantages of online trainings, and also how can you choose the right appropriate online training course, because sometimes we can just attend and say, oh, it's not the one that I wanted to know, or this one I have already known why I'm here. That's why I will try to give some advice about it, how to choose it. Let's start from the online trainings, what they are. They are something, they are trainings, they are training courses. Everything is on the online platform, and it requires more self-discipline and benefits the learners, because every training course you should organize in order to make your listener be attentive and be interested in your course. Because I can, for example, write, I'm going to give you lesson plans. This one will be lesson plans, but from the first slide, I can just understand that everything is not, it's not, I have already known. Okay, you should have a discipline and also just benefit your learners about it. And also just make our teachers pay attention to their learning class, because sometimes we think that we have BA, it's all, or I have attended some kind of courses, it's all. No, we teachers, we have life or should be just forever lasting education it is for us, because we always try to learn new and new things from everything. And every day we just try to have to gain new information and method. Why not? I can just choose, for example, 4 icebreakers. This icebreaker I haven't known. And what an interesting, can I just make some kinds of changes and to put into the classroom? And it's a very perfect one. For example, there are many icebreakers which I have taken from different kinds of webinars or trainings that I have been attending as a participant or not as a speaker, and try to adapt them and use in my classroom for it. And also teachers can join. We can join by internet anywhere, anytime we want. We can, I can be, for example, today I am very busy and I can't go to other town where is online, where is a training course. I'm sitting at my home, while as an example, you are from another country, I am from another country, but I could just manage to have a session with you, and it's very comfortable and available for me just to be here. And but on the other hand, sometimes that we say, when we say online meetings, we just say, is it a meeting online on the virtual platform, and it's all. But really it's not, because it comes in a different parts, in different presentation, on different platforms, it differs. Nowadays, we have different kinds of trainings, especially we just divide them into 3 parts. The first one is asynchronous training, which we use very, very often, especially if you live in another country, if you are from another country, live in another country, and you want to attend to, I don't know, another country's webinar or conference or session or training course. It's very available for you and very comfortable for you, because it's not in real time. Everything you are given, there is discussion blogs. They are especially for the ones who are very busy. And these kinds of trainings are very useful one as an advantage, because I am, for example, there is a big difference with the USA and my country. I can just enroll the course and do it anytime I am free, just to be in the brackets, in the border of the course. But it has also disadvantage, because in this case I can read, I can even write down some main points, but maybe I will have questions, and who I can ask these questions, I don't know, because it's asynchronous and we don't know what to do. And that's, in this case, it helps the second one, which is going to be synchronous trainings. Because synchronous trainings, it means not only read, but also meet from time to time on the virtual platform. We can have Zoom meetings, we can have, I don't know, Skype or Microsoft Teams meetings. It can be meeting, it can be webinar, which aims, the main aim is just to know about, to discuss something. If I have any kind of questions, I can just try to meet with the trainer and ask my questions, and also know something about this training course, or maybe there is something that I want to know more deeper, or etc. It depends on it. And also in this case, we have a new one. It's separate courses or trainings. which are just a mixture of the first and second one, asynchronous, synchronous. Such kind of trainings are very good one because it gives an opportunity to meet, and also at the same time to have remotely to have some kind of trainings which are very good for you. But at the same time, they are. For example, these trainings, just due to these trainings, in some schools this year were also hybrid learning. For example, my country, it was locked down at first, but in September of last year, our schools were open, but there was a hybrid learning because students, all the classes, they were divided into two groups. Each group goes to school 3 times, 3 days a week, and the other 3 days they are having online lessons. In order not to just lose any of the lessons, we just have this one, which is very, just let's say useful one. Maybe it's the one that needs for teachers, because it gives teachers not only just get everything from such kind of trainings, but also at the same time just to use the knowledge, the opportunity, the technologies to use to practice them and to have. For example, sometimes I had something to explain my students, especially when it is grammar maybe, and I want interaction between teachers. I just did it during my lesson, but something that is, for example, for listening one, for audio it can be, or something discussions or group work I can use online, just platform for it. And from this case, hybrid is very just good one and very useful one. Let's go to the online trainings aims, because the first aim of it is to train. When we say trainings, it means just trains. And after it, we have just organize different kinds of teacher trainings in order to train our teachers. As I have mentioned, after especially this pandemic situation, many teachers were trained just first of all to use the online platforms. The second one, adapt their textbooks to the online, and also how to have lessons with them, because in this case, when we just combine and mix them, at the end we have such kind of just opportunity to train our teachers, and our teachers are just aware of everything in this case. From this point, online teachers trainings aim is very important one, because it is a training, because it's something that you need if you want to be really experienced teacher. It is for who can attend these ones, can be for experienced teacher, because as much as I am experienced, but at the same time there are many methods, or just there are different kinds of materials that I'm not aware of, and it is a real good opportunity for me just to attend and know many new things. For experienced language teachers who are just not only for face-to-face learning, but
may I just interrupt you for a moment,
yes.
Alice? How long is this? Because we might have to join in. We are running out of time.
Yes, I will give me just 5 minutes. I will finish it.
5 minutes, then we'll have to join again. In case we suddenly abruptly finish, let's just join back. The same link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and also, for example, teacher trainings are very useful for the ones who are beginners, because as we know, when we study at university, we usually gain many materials, experience, methods, everything, but everything, let's say the majority of them are theoretical, because during the year we can go to schools, to colleges, teach, but it's a very short time. And when we graduate and want to enter, the first question is, do you have any experience? How can I have an experience if I am just new graduated student from the university? I just finished. I graduated, I know much knowledge about how to teach, but I don't know what can I use, how can I use, and